Posing the video on Paw Patrol so that your kid can go and make pee-pee, because I do not want to pay for my own negligence. My 3-year-old, we have 2 kids. We have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. And he's one of, if you're a parent, you understand that when your kids eat food, it gives you so much pleasure. But then, my kid doesn't eat. He's actually invented this new intermittent fasting where he doesn't eat for 3 days. And then, like a sinkhole, just eats everything in the house. And while he's eating, sometimes he would shout, "Water!" And I think, this is India. He must have eaten something spicy. But no, he's just eating boiled broccoli, so there's nothing spicy in it. So I used to react to it. But now I don't. When he shouts, "Water!" I just point at the water that's next to him, and he has this sip of water. But then sometimes he shouts, "Poo-poo!" Then I react to that, because I do not want to pay for my own negligence. So having kids is pretty interesting. When we had our firstborn, I started like running, because I wanted to stay fit and keep up with him. And he's very active. He always wants to race with me. So sometimes he'll say, "Hey, Daddy, let's race." And most of the time, I oblige and I let him win. And it makes sense. But sometimes, I don't let him win. And I don't know why. Just sometimes, just don't let him win. Because you have to teach him how the real world works, right? So over the summer, we were at a festival in the US, and he said, "Daddy, let's race to that blue car." And I obliged. And this happened to be one of those times I didn't let him win. So I ran, get to the car, and I say, I won. And when he arrives, he comes crying, saying, "Daddy, you beat me. And this is the cop's car. And my kid is crying, "You beat me." That's how you end up in the local news. Again, I do not want to pay for my own negligence. We also have a 1-year-old. Anybody else here who's a parent of this more than one child? How many kids do you have? 2 kids? How old are they? You passed. That's a hard question. Who's your favorite? Don't answer that one. That's a trick question. I'm learning as a parent of 2 that you never say you're the favorite, because they should both be your loved ones. We arrived in India 8 months ago, and it's been an amazing experience. One thing I find a bit challenging is the crazy driving. But despite the crazy driving, the lack of road rage is just inspiring at the same time. You'd expect, with the level of driving that goes on in India, there would be a lot of dead people. You know what I mean? So, and I think I have an idea why this is, why there isn't that much of a road rage. And I think, maybe I'm wrong, but people wake up very early in the morning, meditate for 7 hours, do Zen, and then you go out on the roads, and you're able to survive through the day. Which has made me think, you know what, maybe I should pay attention to yoga and maybe do yoga, because meditation is very nice and it's very important. It makes you calm, gives you self-confidence, which I didn't know it did. Then I thought about it. Can you imagine moving from the Midwest, moving to India, of all places, to become a yoga teacher? That is a level of confidence that I really aspire to have. So if you're here from the US or Europe and you're a yoga teacher, please show me your way. So as we've been here for 8 months, I've decided that I also, because I somehow look like someone who should speak Hindi, but doesn't speak Hindi, I decided I think I need to learn Hindi as well, just to make my life easier. Because whenever someone speaks to me in Hindi, the last language I learned just kind of comes out, which is French. And I say, est-ce que vous parlez anglais? And everybody's just left confused, which is not the best way to handle it. So I started learning Hindi, and I've realized the characters are very complex, but the grammar is relatively easy, which is like you have a subject at the beginning, and then you have an object at the beginning and a verb at the end, and you just put a bunch of things in the middle, kind of like a samosa, and you have a sentence, except just don't put pork or beef in it, and you're good. One important phrase to have is also like the phrase "hey." If you ask somebody a question, say in English, say, "Hey, Sue, are you ready?" and they don't understand, just say, "Ready here?" And some other words. If you're hiring a driver and you ask them, "Hey, do you have experience?" and they don't understand what you're saying, say, "Experience here?" and they understand. So use it. And the language is also very, there's a lot of respect involved in the language. For example, you just add the phrase G at the end of a word or a sentence and you're being very respectful. So, Mama G, you call your brother Brother G, President Brother G, Ambassador G, and you're being very respectful. You can also be respectful with your insult, which is amazing, right? So, I don't want to insult anybody, but if your brother is dumb and you want to be respectful to your brother, just say, "Dumb G," and we're all good. We're all set. I mean, I have a bunch of more jokes for you, but I think I also need to go poo-poo!